Jade, stop playing the dinosaur game. We're recording now.
Are we recording
We're
now?
recording now.
Really? Hello, everybody.
Get that fucking thing up the screen.
What do you
Hello.
want from me? I'm
Hello.
just dinoing.
I'm dinoing like
I'm
crazy.
dinomaxing. I'm dinomaxing.
I'm dinomaxing. Jade, are you up to date on like Gen Z slang?
I bust in the skibidi sometimes. I don't know what I just said. I for real don't know what I just said.
I don't really use a lot of slang. But bussin' means like good. Like this food is bussin'. And then skibbity literally means nothing.
Yes, well.
Yeah, so
I mean, slang is a weird thing. Because that is incredibly sort of cultural, regional, isn't it?
yeah, I'm not a slang user because I'm not cool. I typically do my own thing. My version of slang is not slang. It's just me quoting videos or things that I've seen.
You do like meme speak.
Yeah, just like a sponge. But it's not even just memes. Sometimes I just do it from movies. Like things that are funny to me.
Movies these days are memes.
This is
Let's
true. Chicken Jackie, you know.
Oh, please, just I throw things at you. I will throw them across the goddamn ocean.
Flint and steel. Nah. You know, I'm not big on. What'd you say? Oh, Flint Cole.
Flint Cole.
Flint Cole. Yeah, I heard that he got gunned down the other night in a sting operation.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the Swedish mafia doesn't fuck around.
I have to call his cousin Cole Flint.
Cole Flint. His brother Cole Minor. In the Cole family, the family name comes before the given name.
Yeah, well, like that Japanese. Wouldn't be uncommon in the world.
It's like Japanese.
It's not only Japanese that does.
I think that's the only language I know that does that, because that's the only one that I come into contact with it. Because I watch anime.
Because I'm thinking, right, like, what would you make of South African slang?
Well, like, because it's typically in English, the ones you tell me, or like used in circles of people who can speak English. It's not that crazy to me because it's English, you know. Like I can see how I understand that it's slang, and I understand it's cultural. It's slang in other languages that I don't know, that I would never be able to like get as slang, you know. Like that's one of the things about German that I'm learning, and I'm like, I wonder if I'm being taught how to speak like I wonder what what German looks like if you were to try. Like in English, you can drop the G in a word, right? Like going, you can just turn it into going. Yeah. I want to know what that's like in other languages.
Casual,
like a casual
people on the
regional. Because I also think that like saying things like going is also regional in English. Like not some people do pronounce the G depending on where you're from. Like I'm like in New Jersey, like English in New Jersey is barely not functional. People kind of speak however they want. There's no rules to language here. So I'm curious, like, if different parts of Germany would. I mean, obviously they're gonna have different ways of speaking German, but like, what the type of German I'm learning through Babbel, like, what that German is closest to in the actual Germany, or if it's just like an idealized, perfect version of German that nobody actually speaks, like how it is to learn English.
Call it idealized perfect, but think of it more like
standardized.
There are very different regional accents in America.
Yeah,
but what I think there's a specific name
California?
for it, but it's like like a Midwestern.
You mean transatlantic?
Transatlantic.
Yeah, that's from like the early radio days.
Right. So it was in order for them to broadcast in an accent that is familiar enough to sound local.
Yeah.
But still sort of readable
Yeah, they
to
still kind of do
everybody.
that today. Like if you watch the news,
Yeah,
that's why they talk like this because they're trying to be as neutral with their voice as possible so that they don't alien anyone and make sure that they are as clear as possible when they speak. It drives me insane. uh no, yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
curious on like on that type of stuff, but that's just stuff that's gonna come with more exposure to culture
yeah,
and language.
like especially if you go from like north to south in Germany or from east to west,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
historic.
Mm, yeah. Uh, no,
Oh my goodness.
think
I
we've
I
been.
pulled up the Wikipedia article for South African slang, and it's I feel attacked. I
Why?
feel like the article is actually attacking me
Why?
because it's shit that I don't know if I can show like on the Wikipedia, like not like
maybe,
images or something,
maybe
just
play
like
it
the
safe.
language of it. It's
Well, I think you can.
like
I don't think showing words
how
is
how
like
vi- how
is
how
against YouTube rules.
how rough are we gonna get with the language on the show though?
This is true. Don't say it.
I'm referring to this paragraph in particular, this above
Oh, I
Germany.
don't even need to translate that to know what that is. I can
Yeah,
just read the worst word.
yeah.
That's
I
a
just
very.
feel like,
That's like
why you come at me?
I feel like that the translation of that sentence in every language is always the most vile thing you can say to someone in that language. Like I think in English that's probably the worst thing you could say to someone too. That'll get them fighting.
The thing
Maybe
is
besides
that
like slurs.
this statement in English doesn't carry the weight.
Just add an A. Just add an A under after moms and then you have like
But
your momza and then it's
yeah,
like
but that's not what this means, if you get me. Like
yeah,
that
I
would
know.
be technically a mistranslation
Mm,
because it literally translates to this.
okay, yeah.
Your mother's, like, it
Vagina.
doesn't even mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't. But it's from my neck of the woods,
Isn't
Western Cape.
Isn't Spanish also have a like a basically a your mom's con? Oh, I stopped
Well, at
myself.
least you're the first one to drop it. No, you dropped it.
No, I stopped myself. It didn't actually get said.
Are you
Uh,
talking about Chinga tu madre
yes,
or
Giganto Madre.
Madre puta?
Madre. No, those two. Yeah, those two. Giganto Madre.
Puta
I know
madre.
that one a
No,
lot.
it's puta madre, not madre puta. I'm
Puta
doing
madre.
it backwards.
Madre puta. Puta madre. Yeah, no, I
Puta
think we
madre.
just said some things that are probably gonna get our video demonetized in Mexico.
If
If it
you want,
did,
you could do the funny thing and just bleep every time we say foul
I
things in
could
this
I could
episode. You
I could
could.
do that.
You could.
Like the episode of
Here's
SpongeBob.
here's here's some funny ones. This one I know. Dala what you
Dala,
must.
dala what you must. A phrase used to signify that one must do what they think is right. Okay. Uh, ID photo, the washing of your face and only teeth instead of your whole body.
So late I'm going to do an ID photo.
Is not make sure to make something good, not convincing.
I don't know
I don't
this.
know.
Never heard
Like
this.
things that are like things.
I don't know what this. I don't know what these feel like they're stretching. Like maybe I've heard this, and I know I've heard this, and this is I don't know.
Maybe these are said in like fucking Johannesburg or some shit. And since
Yeah,
you've never lived
this is
over
the one
there.
I wanted to actually like point out to you.
Normally in
Is
other
it's the
English
usage of time.
now. When you're saying something, you're doing something now, you would assume it means you will do something right away. In South Africa, the phrase now, just now, and right now all have different connotations. Now often means minutes later. Just now means hours later. And right now, actually, why? Why just now is
Okay,
like immediately after?
so when you do it without the context, it does sound kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie to you there. But think of it this way. Hey, why don't you go take out the trash? Yeah, I'll do it now.
All right. I just say in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or just now. Just now.
just now. It sounds like
Like
you're saying
it's
just
just
no.
meaningless. It's just meaningless measures of time, really. It's like I'm not doing it right now. I'm doing it now.
All right, it's interesting. I'm not like a
So
language prescriptivist, so I'm not like um gonna be like it has to be the certain
slang
way.
words, slang words from English, the slang
Canyon
words
crab.
from Afrikaans.
Yeah. Can I see the slang words from English?
Let's see, canyon crab.
Oh, that
I
seems like a
haven't heard it, but that's kind of
that
funny.
seems like one of those like white people slurs for against what I mean it is derogatory term for
Cutlet,
what
I also don't know, but it's also kind of
Kazi
funny.
Kazi's
Kazi,
I like Kazi
Kazi, swimming costume.
Dutchman
Kazi,
Kaz
Dutchman,
Dutchman Rock Spider.
rock spider,
I don't get any of these. Zamalek. That's
black label lager.
uh,
It's a
beer.
sort of South African beer.
And then the Afrikaners list literally is so long it has to have an arrow that that fucking shortens it.
Yeah. Ah,
I mean, yeah, it's for the entire alphabet.
Bucky. This one
Baki.
you
Oh, I
you
do know
that bought
Baki.
you
Yes,
a utility truck or pickup truck.
a Baki.
Also now is also in English, truck is called a bucky to us, and it's also a small plastic container.
No, that makes sense.
Like Tupperware would be a bucky, Tupperware bucky.
I see. They both contain things, except one of them is a truck with 4 wheels.
Yeah, this one sounds kind of funny. Bangbroek,
Bungbrook.
scaredy pants.
I like scaredy pants.
This is something that you'll hear often. Before,
Bufok. Bufok.
which is just like fucked off. You just like
That's fucking insane. It's bufok, man.
what else we got here?
Boof.
Bliksem, which
Bliksem.
is just to beat somebody, like hit them. You
Bliksem.
bliksem something.
There's a lot here. Bry. I see
Yeah,
bry.
bry,
Barbecue. A
bokkie,
cookout, if you will. Bry.
bokkie,
Bookie.
right?
Yeah.
Is like diminutive of bok,
Book.
which is a buck,
Yeah,
right?
like a
Like
springbok.
our springbuck,
Yeah.
right? But it's also how Afrikaans people like say honey or baby. They say
Oh.
yes, my
It's
bokkie.
my bookie. It's my bookie.
Driveways. Some of this stuff's real weird.
Yeah. This could be like
Cherry.
a whole a whole
Yeah.
topic. Yeah, this is so fucking we probably shouldn't go through all of these. This would take the whole podcast.
This
Um
could take the whole podcast. I'll let you
what's the
discover
very
this
last
and
one? Zol.
Zol,
Homemade cigarette. A doobie.
possibly the equivalent to American doobie.
A
Yeah,
doobie.
Zol.
Zul.
You have Zol.
Zul.
You have Zol. Here's the words from Khoi, Dacha,
Aha.
which is
Marijuana.
marijuana. But yeah, it's Dacha.
Marijuana.
This is kind of like this sort of insinuates like a dirtiness, if that makes sense.
I see.
Like a real
Like
drug word,
yeah,
like
like
crack.
yeah, crack. Crack cocaine.
Yeah, so you know, Dacha. Are you smoking Dacha again? I've heard that shit.
After this episode, Jay, do you want to do some crack together?
Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. You should add a
Street
crack
is what I
pipe to
need.
the podcast as like a little crack
Oh
pipe.
god.
Yeah.
Crack pipe moments.
When we eventually do have a in person podcast set up and we have a whole studio and everything with our $1 million fortunes, we should make a whole set, and one of the elements of the set will be a used crack pipe. How do you feel about that? I don't think you.
Having actually been around real used crack pipes, I'm good, eh?
I don't think you can even show a real crack pipe on YouTube
Yeah, you
without it
can.
getting taken down. No, it might get age restricted because you can't show bongs. Like you
You
can't.
can't show bongs?
Yeah, no.
God damn it.
On YouTube, you can't show someone using a bong. Every single time I've seen someone use it in a video, they have to censor it out, or the video gets age restricted.
So you can show somebody having a beer.
Yeah,
You can upload a video to YouTube that has in the title, I'm drunk and doing X. But you
yeah.
can't take a
Same for
goddamn
cigarettes.
bong.
Yeah, YouTube is like so. fucking stupid when it comes to censorships and restrictions. Like
And the thing
like
is that YouTube is at that size.
yeah, they there's a lot. Like, I think the worst of it for me is subtitles. They will censor curse words in subtitles, like they'll censor fuck and shit and stuff. And I
Mm,
think that's like really bad because deaf people
interesting.
who cannot hear use subtitles to get the meaning of the video, right? Like they get the words from the subtitles. So if you alter
You,
the subtitles, they are not getting the full experience of the video. You're you're pandering them by giving them like a censored word, especially if the word's entirely censored out. And then it's not just like the vowels are censored out, like the entire word's just bleeped. That's like dishonest to me. That's like infantilizing.
I mean, in a way, yes. I do agree with you on that in a way, but at the same time, like this is not a defense of YouTube either. But they're at a size now, right? You can say all you want about how Twitter is, about how Instagram is, about how like Threads, whoever the fuck is still using fucking Threads,
Reds.
but YouTube is enormous.
Yeah. It's the
Like
most
your
used
your
social media
mom
site.
watches YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, your little brothers, your little sisters, they watch YouTube. Your great grandfather has probably seen a YouTube video. Like it is like
Well, my
you
great
can go to
grandfather's
the middle
dead.
of Africa and these motherfuckers know what YouTube is.
I love watching
Like
PewDiePie and
it's at a
Jacksepticeye.
size now where YouTube really is just playing the game of keeping the most peace, the most amount of time.
I made a joke just now about PewDiePie, and then I remembered. Oh wait, nobody watches him anymore. I'm old.
Yeah, nobody
When I
watches.
my go to big name YouTuber is fucking PewDiePie. I'm old. Now it's like
That's
Mr. Beast and like I don't know. Uh, fucking is J Station still around? I don't know. The kissing Kermit at
I
3
don't know
a.m.
what the fuck Jade
J
Station is.
J Station was the I took the gay potion at 3 a.m. I called Shrek at 3 a.m. and stuff. He's one of those channels, and then he like pretended that his girlfriend died. Where's PewDiePie? Oh, PewDiePie is down at 12 now. Dang.
Yeah,
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. He's only got 870 videos? I feel like he'd have a lot more. I guess he's got multiple channels.
yeah, he's got multiple channels. This is, I think, just the main channel.
Right. Is there a way to sort
But
by English? Because a lot of these are not English and not really that interesting to talk about. Country,
I
yeah.
mean, it's
Just search by USA, I
like
guess. But that
so
removes is there a
that
filter?
removes a lot of international.
What about filter? No. Oh, hide made for
Well,
kids. Yeah. There you go. Because a lot of them are like Chinese
overseas.
channels, Japanese channels. T Series is Indian. They're like an Indian Bollywood studio. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
PewDiePie at 8. Uh,
a lot of companies, a lot of YouTube shit itself, like YouTube Sports. Mark Rober, he's another big guy. I remember.
I don't know him.
It's kind of crazy how he's like a tech guy. He
Okay.
makes like smartphone hacks. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of crazy how if you go like to old YouTube, like even until like 2015, all the big YouTubers were like their own people, and now they're like half of them are companies. It does
Yes.
suck. It does suck.
Even this is not a
He's a
person
company. He's a
anymore.
company. I think the highest one on here who is his own person that I know is PewDiePie. Like he's his own guy still. He's not a company. Like he has like I'm sure he's got editors and stuff that he hires, but he's still a guy. And I don't like PewDiePie, but he's still a guy. And I think that was kind of like the whole thing with him no longer being the most subscribed channel is that it's no longer a site about their own people. It's like oh wow, Mr. Beast is 100 million more subscribers than T Series. Holy fuck. 82 billion views. T Series is mogging in views. That's because
Hmm.
they upload the fucking like Bollywood movies, so they get rewatched a million times by everybody in Mumbai. So like,
Yeah.
uh,
But I do and very much get the feeling like the Beast era is over. Like he's still number
ah,
one, but the Beast era, if you
yeah.
get me.
Ever since the Beast Games TV show, he's basically lost the mandate of the people because that show sucked ass, and a bunch of stuff around that time. There was Feastables, just a bunch of shit that was happening,
Him
and the
working with the
Lunchly.
poor.
Yeah, the Lunchley. Like a lot of shit happening around the same time kind of led him to lose the mandate of the people, and now he's just kind of like a pariah. Um, so I mean,
Because I think
I
people,
am,
like in the beginning, it was very kind of, I'll just use the word entertaining.
yeah,
But like when we live in a world with the issues that we have going on today, Mr. Beast could cure all of the blind children in the entire fucking world. But as long as RFK Jr. is throwing like autistic people into concentration camps, what the fuck does it
yeah.
matter, right?
Like the thing with Mr. Beast, I watched Mr. Beast when he was really small. Like I was super early to Mr. Beast before he did any of the philanthropy stuff. When he was still making videos making fun of children, right? Because he started off making videos where he reacted to
Yeah,
bad
he's
YouTube
some
intros.
asshole.
He would like do stupid things like counting to 1 million, destroying microwaves. Like that was he was just like a shitty like average YouTube creator in like
I'll
2016,
do
doing stuff
anything
like
on
that.
the internet
Yeah,
for some money.
doing anything on the internet to get attention, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. That was back when I watched him and stuff. Um, and then as time went on, I started noticing he had more and more money. I was like, how the fuck is he making all this money? I still don't know how he got all that money. Because it was like instantly out the gate, like $1 million, $1 million. He must have been a Bitcoin guy. He must have been a Bitcoin guy. That's what it has to be. He must have been like
It
Bitcoin,
sounds like it
or he
could
got the
be.
bag from some
I
ad.
asked my roommate about it because my roommate's like they're in different parts of the internet than me, like they're plugged into different sides.
Right.
And I asked them once, like, what was the Mr. Beast thing? And it was literally like a couple of videos went kind of viral, and he
He
just
just
sort of
exploded.
snowballed from there.
He literally just snowballed from there. And then he hit a niche that was super big, and the niche was like challenge videos that end with a lot of money and philanthropy, right?
Yeah,
And those are the two things that fucking skyrocketed him, and that's what he does still now. That's what he does. Big stakes with big money at the end, and then like philanthropy videos where he helps a lot of people. And I feel like that is starting to get
like
tiresome for the average like in touch YouTube
in the
internet denizen.
pre-YouTube days, this is the motherfucker who would make game shows.
Yes, he's the type of guy who would host a game show if
Spinning,
given the chance. I think he's a little
spinning,
what?
spinning.
Svenning?
You don't remember Morad's?
Oh, yes, yes. Forgot Sven. I remember the game show. Yes. um. Yeah, Mr. Beast. I mean, he's the bad game show host though, because Beast Games was fucking awful. It's like the most
Yes, but
expensive game show ever, but like all the games are just very basic, very boring social deduction games with no
I'm not
insight into the cast.
going. I'm not going to sit here and feed into the whole Mr. Beast is secretly the Antichrist sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But he is evil.
I think he's
He is bad.
I think he's very he's I wouldn't say he's necessarily evil, but he's not
Because
good.
have you heard his statement on the philanthropy thing?
Not
Like
not maybe not
somewhere
the
he
one you have
was,
in mind.
I think somewhere he was recorded as saying or caught somewhere saying like one of the big things that drove him to the philanthropy side was like, how can somebody call you an asshole when you're giving away
Oh, yes.
so much money? And it's just
Yeah.
like you can see the thinking there isn't,
I
oh,
I
I am
don't
actually helping the world. It's like who can call me an
I
asshole
think
if I'm helping the world?
he's a byproduct of a very cynical system of entertainment and content. He is an inevitable. Someone like him would have come around no matter what. He's a byproduct, a creation of our culture, of just constantly consuming things without putting much thought into it and then discarding it and moving on to the same thing again the next day. He's a byproduct of that culture, and because of that, I don't really see him as all necessarily uniquely evil, but he's not a good like creator. He's
Yeah, that's
definitely
kind of
ruined
what
the
I'm
space.
saying. Is
He's
like he's
ruined the
not
space.
uniquely evil.
He's
He's
definitely
not
ruined the space.
uniquely. Yes.
YouTube now is basically just um quick grabs at attention to try and like boost your career so you can turn into a podcaster or like crypto investor or fucking get gambling sponsorship on Kick. You know, like that's what YouTube is now. And when you're making videos to entertain people, it's fucking oversaturated thumbnails to try and drag in as many children to watch or like very cynical creations. I mean, there's still obviously so many people on YouTube who who make original content and stuff. But it's like the current trend of YouTube content we're in now is so just cynical, right? I got recommended a video the other day, like yesterday, where it reminded me of how YouTube used to be. It was like a video that I swear could have been made in 2015. It was just some video game nerd guy reviewing Mario Kart DS with like it was like very peanut butter gamer to me, and I was like, damn, this is like that's like a fucking dead niche. Is that type of genre like that type of guy, the Nintendo gamer, fucking angry video game nerd
What
type of video, but like not angry.
what would you do if I started like releasing videos of like that I make,
Yeah,
but are like from the like made in the way of like the 2009 YouTube or
that's
something? Like,
honestly a really common like micro genre on YouTube. I can actually pull up examples of it.
really?
Yeah.
This is, of course it's a thing. God damn it, humanity. There's too many of you.
I have to pull
Coming up
up
with too many of my ideas.
the channel. I'm subscribed to them. I just forgot how to spell. I think it's Bracky. Yeah, Bracky with H. That's what it is. So this channel, I don't know what they do now. I haven't honestly watched a video of theirs in a while, but they got big making videos that were like nostalgia baiting for a time when this person probably wasn't even alive. Um,
Hi guys, thank you so much for all the subscribers. I woke up
like
and I had so
this
many
is made
subscribers and
a
so
year
many. I'm
ago,
like
or
famous right now. I've
I
been
guess 2 years
texting my
ago.
friends all day about how famous I am. Yes, I did. I was in
Yeah.
1877 and I couldn't think of anything else to do, so I just started eating pennies off the ground, and eventually I ate enough pennies
Okay,
to
but
translate me
like
back to here. So
I don't know, this just feels weird now. That's from a year ago. That's wild.
Well, a year and a half ago, I guess.
Yeah, but still.
I hate Fred.
hey guys, today I'm
Why are
gonna
you
tell you
making
why
a
I hate
Fred hate video in fucking
Fred.
2020
Because
something?
it's meant to be as if it's from the time
I
period.
don't understand why. He's in the background, right back there, and I have
It's
the
like
distinct
nostalgia
pleasure of
baiting.
having him on my TV.
It's funny.
This
It's
little
like Dan
idiot
Henschel to
makes me
me.
so mad. I just
Where you're
want
just
to
in
punch
character
him
for
in
like
the
a whole
face.
channel, like
I
everything's in
don't
character.
know why. It just makes me so
Um,
mad. Everything
dedication to how much stuff back here is like from the time period. You know,
This
like
is
big ass
this is a
CRT.
terrifying look.
Oh, this does not do her good. Um, but yeah, this channel is basically that. Um, so that genre does exist. It's not
Okay.
very common, but yeah, if you like, there's a whole genre of videos where it's like trying to be like and then like the thing is funny too. You sometimes you see a video that's actually from like 17 years ago, and it's like, oh my god, they're actually so accurate. They're actually so... my favorite classic video, and probably my favorite video on the internet, is the tribute to Anomalocarsis, where it's like it's the Anomalocarsis, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a Cambriotic fucking period Anomalocarsis. It's this fucking animal with
Oh.
Bring Me to Life by Evanescence playing. I can't play it obviously because it's copyright. I'll show you later if I haven't already shown you it, but it's just like photos of this animal like this with fucking shitty quality bring me to life
This
playing.
thing, it doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No, it died it was in the Cambrian explosion.
One of the largest animals of the Cambrian. Okay, the Cambrian explosion.
Yes, this was
yes.
millions and millions of years ago.
Did we ever talk on the podcast about the time that South Africa found an extinct fish?
The coelacanth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the coelacanth. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Pictures of coelacanth.
Yeah. The coelacanth is the biggest fish in Animal Crossing. And there's a Pokemon named Relicanth that is based on it. I love this thing. Extinct ass dinosaur fish. That it was actually not extinct.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
And they found it off the coast of South Africa, just hanging. What's up, guys?
It is such a cool fish. Like,
it seems you know more things about this than I do, but what really is it, other than the fact that, oh shit, this is not extinct? What is it about this fish that makes it so unique?
Well, it's fucking, like, I don't really know that much, but I just think he looks cool.
Like, other
but like
than the
he's got
fact that
cool
it comes
fins.
from a different era. It is very cool fins.
I think that the main reason is that it's just an old fucking fish and that it was thought to be extinct. It's like if we found a thylacine like right now, you know. Except these things are actually more newer from when they last existed. I think I think this is AI. Colorized footage. Never mind, colorized footage. It might be AI colorized, but a thylacine, extinct animal. It's like if we found one of these, and it's like, oh damn, it's not extinct. The thylacine is alive.
This?
It is
What?
It's a Tasmanian animal.
Tasmanian?
Australian mainland.
Tiger or wolf? That's very strange because it does sort of give both cat and dog vibes.
It's such a
ways.
cool animal. It's such a shame that these things died out. Because it looks so cool. There are so many cool animals that are unfortunately dead. I don't think the dodos I don't think these things deserved another shot.
No, but their only fault was being absolutely fucking delicious.
And stupid. These animals were unironically fucking the stupidest things that have ever existed. They killed themselves. Bring it up.
Have you seen a quagga?
A quagga? Yeah. Yeah, quagga.
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 K-W-A-G-G-A.
I don't know how to spell it. G-G-A.
K-W-A.
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah, Q.
I was thinking of an Australian animal. No, yeah, this thing's... Yes, I've seen these things. Quaggas. Quaggas. Quagga. Well, let me try to get the South Africa. The quagga. Yeah, this thing. I was thinking of this thing.
Oh, a quagga.
Quagga. This is quagga. They live in on an island in Australia. They are the friendliest animals to ever exist because they have no negative interactions with humans ever. And because like basically the island they lived on was uninhabited forever, and then when humans showed up, they were instantly they instantly were like conservationists to them. They weren't like fucking them up and they're fucking the shit up. So these are animals that are like genuinely like we love humanity. Like they have no natural instinct like that is like baked into them through like
unnatural predators.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They're just chilling. They're literally just big chilling animals, you know. And there's a mainland.
I do like them. They look very much like dassies.
Dassies.
D-A-S-S-I-E.
Oh, are these the ones on These are the ones on Table Mountain. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
These are the angry little bastards on Table Mountain who don't give a fuck.
This is the nice version. This is the evil version.
Yeah, the evil cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this before.
It's essentially like half horse, half zebra.
It's the other side of the thylacine because the thylacine had the stripes back here. Quagga's got the stripes up here.
Yeah.
I used to be super big into animals when I was young. I had a bunch of books on a lot of extinct animals. When I went to the Smithsonian when I was young, they had a big room full of extinct animals and endangered animals and stuff. And I remember that was like my favorite room of the Smithsonian because it made me sad.
What do you think? I have to know. What do you think of the liger.
The liger? You mean like the genetic hybrid or like the Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite bit?
No, like the actual like.
These poor
Napoleon
things.
Dynamite.
These
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 poor things.
these
I
poor
do think
things.
this is a cruel and unnecessary thing to do to an animal.
This is done by like rich Saudi prince shit. This is what this is to me. This is like cruelty for the sake of enjoyment and pleasure. Like this is
Yeah,
like
this is
let's
like
try to
the,
make a
this is
fucking big animal.
this is like the invention of the pug.
Yeah. This the if people don't know, ligers' hearts are not healthy at all. They these animals are in constant pain because of their size.
Yeah,
They're
and
not.
they can't procreate either.
Yeah, they're not able to procreate like a mule. They can't procreate.
Yeah, like a
Um,
mule.
the thing is, the difference between a mule and a liger is that a mule isn't ridiculously hulking huge, and its body's able to support itself. Like, yeah, a mule can have offspring, but it can. It's not in
A
constant
mule's
pain.
just like a really sort of kind of inbred type of horse.
Yeah,
It's not really, but it is kind of just
it's a
like
mix between a
just
donkey
that.
and a horse. It's like a
Yeah,
pack animal. Like you put packs on it and shit.
yeah.
They're yeah.
But
They
they aren't able of actually having like they're not able of actually procreating.
Yeah, you can see the connection here. It's actually kind of really interesting how easy
And
it is to tell how they're mixed.
it was a weird thought that entered my brain. Like what's called intrusive thoughts.
Yeah,
I'd rather ride a donkey than a horse.
same, same. Donkeys get the
I'd rather
reputation for
ride a
being
donkey than
like
a horse.
for
An
being dirty
ass?
and brown and stuff, like gray and disgusting and poopy. But I think that's because they're used by people of color mainly. I think that's why they have that connotation. I think it's a race thing. Um,
You think it's a race thing?
yeah, they're very big in South America, and I think that's why a lot of people think donkeys are disgusting.
Uh, I
Um,
don't actually think I've seen like a donkey or donkeys in real life. Like I've seen horses, I've been on a horse, I've even ridden a fucking ostrich, but I've not seen a donkey, I
I
think.
I don't think I've ever been on a horse. I've been around a lot of horses, but I don't think I've ever been on one. Um, I would
It's
like to ride a horse.
terrifying.
I'm sure it's fucking awful, but like donkeys are lower to the
Because
ground, so I think I'd rather ride one.
yeah, a donkey I think is preferable because here's the thing with at least my memory of riding a horse. You sort of don't realize till you're sitting on top of it how high up you're
Oh yeah,
actually
no, they're
sitting.
like fucking 5 feet off the ground.
Like
They're
where
they're
their back is,
ridiculous.
where you sit,
It's so high up.
is already like what, 4 or 5 feet up?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got a big seat, usually like a big saddle. Like it's a lot of
Most
it's
of
a lot of height.
most of
I'm
my
just not something that's heights.
most of my exposure to horses comes from the Monmouth racetrack in North Jersey, like up north, more in Jersey. The same town that Mallrats Mall is. Just so you know. It's just if you want some spatial location. This is my mom would always take me here when we were young, and we'd go to see the horses run and gamble. And now that I actually see it from above, it's not that bad of a building. I always used to think it was like such a fucking hell to walk there, but really it's just down this walkway over here, and then you're inside the building. I was just a whiny little brat and hated walking. But like it's like pretty cool. I don't know. It's nice to come here for the day.
I never understood
Gamble.
the whole horse racing thing.
I never liked the horse racing part. I like that it's there's like food, and then like people are all having, you get to watch people fucking lose their mind when they lose all their money. It's like going to a casino, but instead of being in a casino, you're outside and breathing air. You just get to see
I
people
mean,
fold
that's
up
a
their tickets, rip
positive.
them up, and fucking stomp it on the ground. People are getting drunk as shit. It's fun.
That's one positive, but I would argue that this is probably worse than casinos.
It's worse in the sense that there's like probably animal abuse going on behind the scenes, but
Yeah,
casinos are like the
also,
most depressing thing to ever exist. I think casinos should.
but here's the
This
thing,
might be me
right?
being the person who's too woke. I think casinos should not exist.
No,
I
no, I
I
think
think
they're fine.
I think they're
But
awful.
it probably surprises some people to hear me say that, but I think they're fine. the thing is, as far as I understand, when you see, like, remember, I'm not in America.
Yeah.
So I don't live the American culture
Right.
every day. A lot of the American culture I get is through TV shows and movies. And what you'll notice is that, like, when you got bad gamblers, right? Like, remember, I'm talking media here.
Yeah.
And media is informed by society. But whenever you have the bad gamblers at a casino, they're just like bad gambling at a casino, and then they go home to their family, and it's all awful, right?
Yeah.
But with the racetrack, you see like deadbeat dads dragging their children
Now that I think
there,
about it, yeah.
like that's like because it's less like that's why I say casinos are fine, because casinos are incredibly like you need to kind of be an adult to be here. Whereas the track is like, oh, we'll take the kids,
Now that
it'll
I
be a
think about
day,
it,
and then like
when I was young, my mom would buy tickets under my name so she could get more tickets.
yes, there you have it. So that's why I say, look, casinos have their ills, as do all industries, right? But there's something so bad about like if something seems okay on the surface, but then like, oh, it's
Those
a
who
nice
know.
day at the track and the horses and animals and it's cute and all that, and it's like, deadbeat dads
Come
dragging their
on.
kids to buy more
I got
tickets so that they can
$500
like
on Hi-Ho Silver. We gotta go.
play the odds so they can go hit up their crack dealer or some shit. I don't know. America's
I
fucked.
got $900 on
You know what
Tallahassee
we
Tim to come in second. He needs to do it. Come on.
you know what we never like actually brought up or spoke about, I think,
What?
is how bad the opioid epidemic
Oh my god, yeah.
really fucking got in America.
Dude, it's like it
Like,
destroy like the
not even the
Midwest.
fact that it's over now. Like, it's
It's still going.
worse.
Yeah, no, people in the Midwest are just all drug addicts on something. Like unironically. 1 in 5
Because
people is like a complete fucking drug addict in like Ohio.
the way it's spoken about, I also get the idea that a lot of Americans might not actually even understand what fentanyl is,
Yeah.
but it's a man-made opioid.
Yeah. It's
It's just a chemical version of morphine.
yeah. Painkillers, morphine, no, I was gonna say Ozempic. What's the fucking one that like destroyed West Virginia? What drug was that?
Ah, I don't know West Virginia.
Oxycontin,
Oxy,
Oxy,
right?
and fentanyl. They're all opiates, and they all
Yes,
fucking
I don't know about is Oxy
ravage the
a
Midwest.
opiate?
I believe Oxy was an opiate.
Yes, oxycodone.
Oxycodone, yeah. Yeah, that
Hmm.
drug was specifically designed to make people addicted to it. It was a pharmaceutical drug.
So, like, here's the thing: is that I remember being in high school and hearing about the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a new thing.
Yeah.
And then you see footage, and they should bring you like news clips from like 95 or 96 where it's like the opioid epidemic, and it's like, holy
It was
shit, this
huge.
shit goes
Michael
back.
Jackson died of painkillers.
Fentanyl.
He's addicted to painkillers.
He was OD'd on fentanyl.
Yeah, but yeah, painkillers is what he was addicted to, so that's why he took fentanyl.
Yes, yes.
Michael,
But
like it's
like
huge, and he died during the
he
midst of
he
that
was the
crisis.
first high profile fentanyl death,
How did
as
Prince
far as I
die?
know.
Did Prince die of opiates, or was Prince like heroin? I guess heroin close enough. I guess if you would take
Heroin is an opiate.
yeah,
It's
but
made
like
from the same stuff.
yeah, but how did he die? Death. Where's death? Illnesses and death. Oh, was he ill?
Fentanyl as well.
Oh, was it?
Yep,
Damn.
fentanyl as well. Because you see, the thing is that fentanyl's dosages, right?
Yeah.
The thing that makes fentanyl dangerous is not what it is. You Americans have been eating stuff like fentanyl for 40 fucking years now, right? The thing that makes fentanyl as dangerous as it is that because of the way that it's made, its dosage is far, far, far lower, like to a magnitude of 10. So taking a little bit too much heroin, or morphine, that's gonna kill you like any other. But the margin for error on fentanyl is absolutely fucking slim
Yeah.
thin.
Yeah. Don't do hard drugs.
Don't do bad drugs.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I say hard drugs because to me that's the
But-
bad drugs. Like that's what I mean in my head. I'm thinking of like dirty shit, like crack cocaine and meth.
But the thing is that maybe I have like that differing view on drugs as everybody knows, but I do believe they are drugs that you can use for enjoyment that aren't going to immediately fucking send you off of a cliff.
And then you have bath salts. You know.
Yeah, then you have bath salts.
There's
What was
drug.
that stuff called?
I don't know. I just
It
noticed
was with a
bath
P,
salts.
wasn't it?
I don't know. You know, you have drugs for fun and you have drugs for desperation. That's the two
Yeah.
categories. Drugs you take when you're depressed and poor, and drugs you take when you're having fun and possibly poor, possibly rich. Want to talk about politics now? Because we're
I mean,
we gotta make ourselves not in a good mood. Actually, no, we can start with a good mood though. We can start with a good mood.
okay.
Elon Musk is officially leaving the Trump administration.
Oh, still.
Yeah,
I'm really just gonna say that. I'm really just
Still.
gonna go still. Because he's been leaving for like a month now.
yeah, but this is him officially like putting in a notice that he's done. He said I did enough.
So he's officially putting in a notice that he's done.
He's
So he's
done.
not actually
He's done.
gone.
Yeah.
he's not-
The reason, well, yeah, on official terms he's done, but the reason why he's done, like this is even happening, is that he's had a fucking bunch of failures working with the Republicans. He
Because the world
failed.
was mean to him.
The world was mean to him.
That is it.
Yeah.
That was it. That's it. The world was mean to him.
Yeah, and then, but I think he would have kept going if people in the White House weren't also mean to him, because they were mean to him because he kept failing. He failed to get the Wisconsin Supreme Court judge put through for the Republicans, and he failed to just be popular in general. Like everyone hated him. Like
Think about this.
he was a liability.
Every accolade that people heap on him when they're in his corner, right? Oh, he came from PayPal. Oh, every accolade he has is actually like when you look into it, when you actually go and read like what happened with him and PayPal, it's like, oh, he was the worst part
Yeah.
of it, and they had to kick him out to make him successful.
His career,
and that's the story for everything.
yeah,
does.
he can't go
He's the
back.
worst part.
Yeah. He wants to go back to Tesla, and he wants to go back to being an apolitical guy who's like how he was back in like 2014, but he can never go back. He has been permanently stained with this reputation that he dug himself into, and he is fucked for the rest of his life and for the rest of eternity. He will be known as a miserable loser, Nazi pedophile rapist. That is what he'll go down as, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that he'll be looked down on as contemptuously as you can possibly be looked down upon as a person. He's done. Like he has. This is like if you were playing CK3 and you just had a string of like the worst decisions ever, fucking down to minimum prestige again, -1000 prestige, and then you die. I can't wait until Elon has a complete crash out that leads to some sort of interesting development. Like I don't know, maybe he'd like there's a video of him fucking shirtless, losing his mind on ketamine or some shit.
Here's the thing, right? You've got like the really rich people, like that banker that everybody's talking about in the US. That's like 105 or something now.
Oh, the George Soros?
Is he 105?
He's a Holocaust survivor, so he's pretty old.
Well, yeah, it's probably one of the ones I'm referring to.
There's also
but, like,
Charles Schwab, but he's not
I
105.
wonder, right? Elon Musk isn't like them.
No.
He's not going to live to 105 quietly in the background. What's going to happen when he dies?
Nothing materially, because he has no involvement in any of the things that he runs. Other people run it, right? When he dies, it's not like his companies. His life will go on, but a lot of people will be really funny.
Holdings are so large.
It'll get divvied up like any company would after a CEO's death.
But also beyond his personal holdings, there's so much
Oh, we'll get so many
No, I feel
exposés.
like
We'll get so many
there'll
like
be
tell-alls,
so many fucking things
stories.
that'll come out and stories and like
Uh,
even just the shit we've heard from his kids so far and
yeah, I'm sure
that
there's so many NDAs that have been signed that are just covering up so much awful shit that he's like used NDAs to cover up and stuff. And that as soon as he dies, those things are all gonna be. I'm talking now. So like when he dies, there's gonna be so much stuff. I can't wait for him to have a huge fucking ketamine crash out though. I know it's coming one day. I know it's gonna come. I know it. I know it. I know it. Um, yeah, that's Elon. That's Elon's updates. We have more politics. This one is probably the most serious thing we'll talk about. So
Okay.
over the weekend, I'll keep this one brief because this one's actually gonna make me fucking angry. Actually, maybe we won't keep this brief. So over the weekend, there was a big protest well, I guess it's not really a protest. It's not really a protest. I'm actually gonna take this article away real quick so I can lay the groundwork before we actually get to the article.
Okay.
So, Capitol Hill, Seattle is possibly the gayest neighborhood in the entire country. Probably the gayest neighborhood in the entire world.
Really?
Yeah, definitely the country. Definitely the country. It is where all the gay people. Seattle's already probably the gayest city in the country, next to like San Francisco or Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon.
San Francisco always comes to mind for me.
Yeah, San Francisco is like a niche. That's where Harvey Milk is from. It's traditionally like the original gay movement, but nowadays it's been gentrified by fucking tech bros. So there's like it's been outweighed. But Seattle is still incredibly gay. And Capitol Hill is where they all live. It's where all the gay bars are. It's everything. And there was a anti-queer, anti-abortion Christian group named Mayday that wanted to protest in like downtown Seattle on Pike's Pier or Pike Place or something, which is like a big waterfront marketplace. It's very famous, where the first Starbucks is from. They wanted to protest there, but the city parks and recreation department gave them the permit to protest in Capitol Hill's like big park. Which so basically the protest that was supposed to be just in a general area has now been the anti-queer protest has been put in the middle of the queerest neighborhood in the world. And there was a bunch of counter protesters that showed up saying like these people are like actual Nazis. All the Christians obviously were wearing MAGA hats. They were all they were what you expect. They were anti-abortion, anti-queer. On their website, they explicitly say that they want to make transgenderism considered a mental illness and make abortion completely illegal under all circumstances. So they're full-on freaks. They're awful people. And the counter-protesters showed up, and then police started fighting the counter-protesters. Because of course they did. And the police were obviously on the side of the Christians for no fucking reason, even though like the police started the violence, whatever. A bunch of people got arrested, and then the next day, the Christians showed up at City Hall, and illegally blocked the gates to City Hall, and the police aided them. The police were on their side, illegally blocking the entrance to City Hall because the mayor said that the Christians were far-right, like militant people. And almost all of the news coverage of this has been on the side of the Christians, except for the Seattle Times, which is a left-wing sort of like local news because Seattle's super left-wing.
Yeah.
Like I watched Vosh cover this because he lives in Seattle, so you know. I watched Vosh cover this, and he was looking at like Fox News and CNN and a bunch of other local news stations and stuff that were there, and they were all just like these violent left-wing protesters or like the peaceful Christians. They were just spreading their messages. Police pepper sprayed and protesters and arrested 23 people. About 500 people showed up, gathering groups in the religious group calling on Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell to step down over a statement that labeled them as extreme right-wing antagonists. 250 people came out to counter-protest. Then the Christians were calling it Rattle in Seattle. That's what they were saying. They had that painted on their signs. I'm sure you can actually see it if we go up here. Here's them praying. They had to probably pray. Yeah, Rattle in Seattle right here. MAGA hat guy, speaker, God save Seattle. Jesus Saves on there. And then you had the counter protesters out here. And then the police were like, we need to like beat these people up, pepper spray these like children. Like some of these people are like actual children with their parents. And they were like, yeah, we need to pepper spray them. They're really dangerous. Arresting people.
So like, yes, something that's occurring to me, right, is, many times throughout history in the world, you've had police forces do terrible things to people, and then after the fact it's like, well, you can't blame the individual policemen, they were working like they're just following orders thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you turn around and you say like, okay, well, the mayor was left leaning on the side of like the LGBT and the and yet the police did we'll side with the right wing.
They always do that. Job. They do that. That's what they did at Charlottesville.
Like, that's what I'm saying is like, when they're forced to do evil by their government, they go, oh, it's not our fault, we were following orders. But then like as soon as a moment comes up for them to take the right side in a situation, they go, no, you know what, we'll side with the religious fascists.
Yeah. In a speech, Pastor Russell Johnson of the Pursuit Northwest Non-Denominational Church praised Seattle police and said the department had been wonderful to work with. Wearing a red "Make America Great," Make Prayer Great Again hat, he led the crowd in chant of SPD, SPD, SPD. Seattle Police Department, not Sozialistische de Deutschland. Yeah, we have a bunch of social democrats in the prayer group.
Are we as a society from now on never going to be able to use "make X" or something great again statements?
Yeah, it'll be like swastikas.
Yeah, like, I just, it's just going to be one of those things.
If that makes me a fascist, sign me up.
Wow.
I was reading I was reading The Watchmen yesterday, and there was a line very early on where, because a lot of the point of The Watchmen is that the superheroes in The Watchmen are very fascist. They're assholes. Most of them are assholes. There's a few who are like just kind of not realizing what they're in. But people like the comedian who's the inciting incident, Rorschach is talking to I think it's Hawkman. He was talking to I think it was Hawkman or Night. Sorry, not Hawkman. That's a DC character. Night Owl. He was talking to Night Owl or no, he was talking to Ozymandias. And he was like, Ozymandias was like, the comedian was a thug, a brute. He was basically a Nazi. And then Rorschach's like, so what? If he was a Nazi, then I'm a Nazi too, right? Like, and in The Watchmen was written in the 80s as a social commentary of that time, and it was exaggerative of that time. And just seeing this quote here just made me laugh, because I started reading The Watchmen yesterday. Great, by the way. Alan Moore, it's fucking incredible. And the art by Dave Gibbons is great. Watchmen is such a good read. Anyway, everyone should read it.
Does fascism not have a negative connotation in the U.S.? Like,
I think
does America just not have an instinctual sort of reaction?
I think as generations go on, it becomes less and less severe. The boomers, as much as you give them shit, do not like being called Nazis. They do not like being called fascists. The most anti-Trump generation, or at least the most vocal of the generations when it comes to being anti-Trump, is boomers. And I'm not joking when I say that. Because millennials and Gen Xers, or Gen Zers, will be very loud online. And millennials are very good about being out there and being like, Gen Z fucking sucks. Gen Z's awful. And Gen X fucking sucks. Gen X and Gen Z are like the worst, right? Millennials are pretty good about it, but boomers, being the fact that they were once the hippies, are really good at being very against Trump. A lot of it's a lot of old boomer women who hate him because he's a rapist. A lot of it is old boomer people who were originally hippies and big stoners back in the day who were like, you know what? I don't like this guy. A lot of it's that. And they hate, because they are the generation who was raised just after World War II. So they're the most like anti-fascist. But then as it goes on, Gen X grows up just after I should explain what they came after first. So when the boomers were being raised, that time period, there was a lot of because it was just after World War II, it was the 50s. There was a lot of media at the time that portrayed the Wehrmacht and the Nazi army as politically neutral, right? The myth of the clean Wehrmacht. I think it was Heinz Guderian who wrote that one book, Achtung Panzer, I think it was, where he was like, was it Achtung? I don't remember. Someone wrote a book about how the Nazis were clean and how Hitler had too much control over the Nazis, and that's why they lost the war. Someone wrote a book about that. One Nazi guy. And that kind of culture, there was a lot of movies like that would portray the Nazi soldiers. We watched one that was kind of like that. It was a response to it. It was kind of like that, Cross of Iron. It kind of had elements of a clean Wehrmacht, where it was portraying that some of the Nazis were bad, but a lot of the guys were just normal soldiers. And that kind of idea was the one that the next generation after the boomers, Gen X, was raised with as the perception of the Nazis. They were not raised with people who fought in World War II. They were raised by people a generation later. So they were being raised with like cultural understanding of the Nazis and this clean Wehrmacht. And then they raise kids, and then they raise kids. And so there's just a disconnect. And I feel like in America, because we never had Nazis in our land, really, like there was no Nazi invasion of America, there's no generational like memory of it, right? Like if you go to Poland, if you go to France, if you go to fucking Germany, obviously, people really don't like fascists, especially in Germany. People really don't like fascists, except they do enough to vote AFD as the third most as a third of the country, but like they still can't call themselves fascists. There's still fascist is a dirty word.
I guess like just for me, in South Africa, we, like, outside of that small racist, like, Afrikaner group that, everybody's been on about lately, that minority Afrikaner group, right?
Mm-hmm.
There isn't really a culture of fascism type stuff.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
South Africa.
I think I've mentioned that before.
It's purely just them.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that before, where it seems like your country is not heading in a direction for like fascists to take over, because like the fascism in your country is non-existent. Like you have other
like if
things.
you look through our political parties, right? And
there wasn't
some of
many
the political things. Like what is the at worst for us here?
Well, obviously,
fascism.
The monarchism, man, like that monarchist party that had like.
I don't think the monarchists.
No, they had like
mean a thing. You know what I think?
Center right.
The dictatorial flavor of communism.
Yeah, EFF, the Marxist-Leninism.
Russia,
yeah,
China.
I was thinking like, yeah, your country's closer to have some fucking Marxist-Leninist shit than it is to fascism, and it's not close to having the Marxist-Leninist shit in power.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
I mean, I'd argue like John Steenhuisen as a person is maybe
there's some very bad elements in the DA, but your country isn't so cooked as America is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think that we're doing pretty fucking fine. We're like, I guess you could argue that South Africa is truly a center-left.
Center-left, center-right, depending on the week internationally,
So what are you referring to as the center-right part?
When you guys suck up to like Russia, when you guys get really cozy with Russia and China.
We remember the situation there, isn't
I do, yeah, no, I'm not so much that you guys are like ideologically aligned. It's just like geopolitics.
Dude, that's why I say ideologically,
yeah, center left.
Seems center left.
Yeah.
We have LGBT rights enshrined in the Constitution. We have equality rights.
Yeah, think about
equality rights, color,
the
culture.
The biggest parties in your country. You have the ANC, which is originally a social democratic party with a lot of like socialist elements to it. Now it's just like a liberal party. You have Mkhonto Sizwe, which is left-leaning, and you have EFF, which is left-leaning. It's a cult of personality, but they brand themselves, but they brand themselves as left-leaning.
Yes.
And then you have DA, which is center-right or center. Center-left in some situations. They're center.
I would say right now, under Steenhuisen, I would absolutely say they're center-right.
They remind me of the CDU.
Historically, they are center and center-left.
They remind me of the CDU a bit. Maybe
The
that's just maybe
CDU?
the Christian Democratic Union in Germany. Angela
Oh
Merkel.
yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like a party that isn't super right, but also is kind of just center. They kind of exist, conservative in some ways and some basically if it was put into America, they would be the Democrats, but in any other country, they're like the right. But yeah, I want to talk more about an element of the Seattle thing. Vosh made a point that I think is pretty big. He noted
Mhm.
that so many of these protests that pop up in cities are not people who are living in the city. They're people who live in the suburbs or in rural areas that are paid by interest groups to have these organizations made. Like if we go to Mayday's website, on Christian Mayday Christian. I want to see their website. Mayday USA. Is it this thing here?
Oh, it seems.
This looks like it. Don't mess with our kids. Yeah, this looks like it.
Wait. Scroll up to the top.
Yeah.
Interesting colors chosen.
Yeah, blue and pink for man and woman.
So is that what they're now trying to make like their straight flag?
No, it's something that I've seen for a while where it's like they're solid colors that are separated by a line. They're not the same. Bah! It's something I've seen probably since like 2022 or something. But yeah, you can see they're based in NYC, Miami, Houston, Seattle, LA. They're not local. This is not a local group. They're people who are all over the country and they live in suburbs and rural areas and they come in paid by, here's their fucking sponsors. They're paid by all these fucking people who I'm sure if you trace these back, you can get to like Rupert Murdoch shit, and they get paid to go into cities to instigate protests with queer people and shit, and like with black people, so that the police can come in and arrest people. That's what these organizations are here for. This is not people genuinely upset over a situation in the country. This is not like because BLM does not have a fucking website. BLM is people who are actually concerned about issues in the country. Special guests, Christina Baker, Folake Kellogg, Clyde Lewis, Anna Donnelly. Looks like the Hawk-Tua lady.
Kind of does. She's hot touring
One
right
that
there.
we are currently living in a hinge of history. We are currently living in a hinge of history moment. What the fuck is this sentence? We are currently living in a hinge of history moment. There should be like a quotation here.
No, they are making one statement. We are currently living in a hinge of history moment that will impact generations to come.
That's a stupid sentence. I think they're stupid.
They are stupid. It is a stupid sentence, and they are stupid people.
One that demands a response from every man and woman on the face of the planet. As millions of babies are murdered in the womb every year, hundreds of thousands of children are trafficked, and the nations of Earth are in a crisis. We can no longer sit silent and remain quiet. Will we continue to watch the destruction unfold in front of us, or will we step onto the scene of destiny? The choice is yours. Friend, if we don't stand in the public square now, our nation will fall. To every mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, young adult, and child, we are calling on you to arise. Join us in 5 major cities across America as we cry Mayday. An urgent moment knocks at the door of our lives. As we go into the streets, we will stand for our children, restore the family unit, and proclaim the gospel of Jesus. Yeah, one of the things that always bothers me about like right-wing Christians is the children trafficking thing. Because they make a huge deal about this. Like obviously it's a big issue. It's an issue that I think should be addressed and everything like that. But Christians don't do anything to address it. Because they fearmonger everything. I remember a while ago there was I think it was Wayfair, like a furniture selling site, that was accused of trafficking children because some of the names of furniture had the same names as children. Like it was like Michael Cabinet. Because it's like, that's just how some people fucking name furniture. It's like, oh, it's Michael Cabinet. It's like, Michael, that's the name of this missing kid. What? The kids are inside of the furniture. Like, it's shit like that. They're fucking fear-mongering over everything, and it doesn't help anyone. And it only passes shit fucking bills in Congress, or proposed bills, and fucking horrible activism. Like, just fucking shut up and let people do their jobs. They get in the way. You can see down here. There's more blue and pink down here. But don't mess with our kids.
Uh,
Kind of want to see this.
Oh, you're.
All right,
awesome.
what's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going? Well, I am Jenny. This is Ross Johnston. For those of you that have not met us before, we are people on a Zoom that put that together. Don't mess with our kids.
That's boring.
like, just go back to look at them quick.
Oh,
Right?
sorry.
Okay, well, you're gone now. But like, what is
Oh, you-
what is this? What is the setup? What is this? What is this? Full screen it. Full screen it. Maybe I'm just having a moment here. Right? Like, this looks fucking awful.
I feel like this is common for
This-
for Christians.
Like,
They
I'm not
always
even
do
looking
this.
at the people. I'm very much looking at everything in the background.
Oh
I'm
yeah, look
just
at this
like-
room. There's like stairs
like,
over
that's
here.
what I'm reacting to so strongly. I'm like,
I want to see.
What
I want to
is-
get him looking straight ahead so I can see more of the room. Okay, well, hold on.
Call is for you.
It looks like there's stairs back here. There's like an opening here, like an arched door, right? And it looks like there's
no,
another one back here.
That looks like it could be like something you put like photos in and like a cupboard thing.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Oh, it's a dresser. Okay, no, it's not a door. Again, this is a shelf. This is a shelf. This is a shelf over here. This is a part of the shelf. That's like a lamp or something. There's a staircase here. I thought I was like looking into their kitchen or something. I don't know. It was weird. I'm just stupid, I guess. So there's a staircase back here, which his head conveniently covers like where it ends, and I'm very curious. There's a giant pot, seemingly in the middle of the room, with a big fucking plant coming out of it. Some
But, like,
mystery furniture
maybe-
here.
Maybe there's some
Couch?
kind of
Recliner?
the bowl.
Christmas
the bowl
tree.
is fine.
Oh,
Maybe
it's a table. There's a table here.
Yeah,
This is
it's
an
a table.
island. I thought this was
Yeah.
the perspective in this room is fucking me up. I thought this was in the background and it was just a giant.
But like,
pot.
why would you put that pot on a table like that?
No, I thought that this was I thought this was the floor. And this was
Oh.
like far behind them, and I thought that this was a giant fucking pot that was sitting in the middle of the room, and this is like some mystery fucking like bowl that's sitting on the floor that's like huge that you can sit on.
Riley can't see shit
Dogs don't have depth
confirmed.
perception.
Okay. Well, either way, you do get what I'm saying though. Like this looks very.
It's an ugly fucking
like,
room.
This looks like a goddamn show house. This
It does look
something
like a show house.
A
It's
realtor would put together. It doesn't look like
walls are
people live there.
unpainted. There's no decorations on the wall. The only decorations are like fake fucking like $20 whole goods
like shit you can pick
props.
up and like and walk away with
Yeah.
in a second. Like
A Christmas tree, because they're Christian with their pagan Christmas tree. Like no decorations, like this is barren, the sterile ass lights. Like this is fucking depressing. This is literally, like you said, a showroom. Like this is like something you show when you're moving into an apartment complex and they tour you around. It's like, oh, here, look at the fucking. Here's where you're gonna be living in. Here's one of the units. Ah.
I just
They're
find
miserable.
that kind of background is shockingly common in those circles.
Yeah, it's very common because they don't care. Like, there's a whole. I could rant forever about the sterility of interior design that's super popular and stuff. Because I'm a nerd
That's not that
for.
relevant.
Yeah, it's not relevant, but I'm a nerd for a lot of stuff that ranges from like interior design, house architecture, but like so many people like in these circles live in these sterile fucking environments that are just boring and bland and just clinical, and it's just like they choose it, and I don't know why, because it's ugly as fuck and it's depressing. I don't know why. You want to change topics now? Because
Is there more politics?
I
you wanna throw
got
at
dystopia for you. This one's good.
me? Okay, we can do this one. Do one more.
DHS says
Like,
it is
fling myself out the fucking
it's
window.
in beginning stages of vetting process for immigrant reality TV show. So
I did hear words about an immigrant reality TV show, but surely no.
This
Surely no.
Do we want to watch the 5-minute video, or at least a portion of it? Because it's an interview with the guy, the producer pitching it, Rob Warsoff. I
The
want to look at this
actual
guy up.
producer.
I want to look up Rob Warsoff
Yeah,
first.
look him up first. See what he's done.
He's Canadian. Oh, those are some great images.
Canadians are
Oh,
weird.
Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty guy.
Yes.
Dating Naked.
Yes.
Dating
Dating Naked, Duck Dynasty.
So he's
The Millionaire Matchmaker.
He's done like basically like he's only done 2 episodes of Duck Dynasty, 5 episodes of All or Nothing. 40. He did. I mean, this is his show. And this seems to be his show, depending on how many episodes there are of this. If there's only 10, then that's his show. Yeah. He's kind of just relatively low on the ladder, but we can watch the part of the video.
I'm pitching the journey. I'm putting a face to immigration. This is a great celebration of America. I'm an immigrant. I went through the process. It took me years. 20 years ago, I heard about premium processing, which is a way to fast track things if you had enough money. And I was like, why isn't that something we could lean into? I actually pitched this under both Obama and Biden, and both administrations were receptive to that as well. But, Alejandro Mayorkas got impeached right before I was able to move it up the chain under President Biden. And here we are. I don't know. It's exciting.
So what happens if, what are the stakes? How does this work? If you lose, what happens? And if you win, what happens?
Nobody moves backwards in this process. Everybody on our show is going to be a future American. They are all great candidates to be future Americans. They're all at some place.
I'd rather read the article. This is pretty boring.
I mean, he's a
uncharismatic guy.
He doesn't speak real words.
I do love how he constantly
he's behind the camera and he makes lawns.
I do love how he constantly shakes his head as he talks. It reminds me of like how RFK speaks. Like I feel like this is like they need to pair up.
What are the stakes? How does this work?
You know?
If you lose, what?
Like I hate the CNN player. Like he just shakes his head so much that it feels like how RFK speaks.
To be future Americans, they're all at some place.
Like, why does he warble?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. There's a psychological thing, right?
Yeah.
And he's shaking his head, which, look, I'm not going to pretend to be any sort of trained professional in this stuff either, and I'm not saying anything as a statement of fact. But as far as I understand, there is a sort of psychological link between like belief and what you're doing with your physicality when you're speaking. And he's saying like, oh, they're great people, they're like, but this is the pitch.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is the pitch, not the...
Yeah, he hasn't actually... Yeah, I don't know. Well, a positive love letter to America. He's Canadian, millionaire matchmaker, Duck Dynasty, Biggest Loser. Said he pitched the idea for his Obama administration, like I said in the video. Daily Wall Street Journal previously reported on it. Where's Kirsten Dunst brought up somewhere near? There's nobody who loses in the show. It's ridiculous. Steven suggests otherwise. A working title, The American. All right, here we go. I'm still caught up on the last topic. Contestants will represent a wide demographic of ages, ethnicities, and talents. Will join in laughter, tears, frustration, and joy, hearing their backstories as well as we are reminded of how amazing it is to be an American. Through the eyes of 12 wonderful people who want nothing more than to have what we have, and what we have often taken for granted, the freedom, opportunity, and honor of what it means to be American. State media, propaganda, the Nazis would have done this. Each episode would include a heritage challenge, an elimination challenge, a town hall meeting, and a final vote, according to the deck. Warsoff said the Heritage Challenge will be tailored to specific locations. A Gold Rush Challenge in San Francisco, for example, or a Pizza Challenge in New York, a NASA Challenge in Florida, to showcase how cool America is. getting shot by the cop challenge for Ohio. Warsoff told Collins the source that he envisions each episode's ending at the town hall meeting just like a presidential election. The people of Tennessee, let's say, will get to vote on which of our future Americans they would most likely to represent the state of Tennessee. Wait, this is where it's insane, actually. So they get, like, American citizens. All right, so this basically makes it so no brown person will ever win. Idaho,
Yeah,
vote
but
on Juan or Gutenberg.
There's something very, like, you were right. This is fucking dystopian. This is the
Yeah.
Running Man. This is
Running Man.
You know the Running Man,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is Running Man. Like,
This is like every.
This is
We're getting to the point where Squid Games isn't fucking parody. It already wasn't parody whenever
Yeah,
Mr.
but-
Beast instantly fucking copied it, but like, this is Squid Game shit.
Yeah, but this is you know how many movies, like different franchises there are in movies, standalone movies and stuff, American media made about, hey, you know, media and social stuff have gotten out of hand so badly that now we have prisoners, you know, gladiatorial battles.
Yeah.
Like on, you know, streamed straight to your 3D imaging sort of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's just so much of that in American media, and I think that it's legitimately gonna just be that way.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer a commentary; it's documentary.
There's always a point where satire no longer becomes satire and just becomes like reality. Like satire will always be subsumed. I mentioned Watchmen earlier, how it was a satire of not like a critic, like an analysis of like an exaggerated look at the time period and stuff. Like, but like
Yeah. Of somebody
nowadays,
being like, oh yeah, then sign me up for fascism.
yeah,
That's what you do.
yeah, and like stuff that the Watchmen talks about just are everyday things, you know. Like, I don't know. It's just like this happens all the time. This happens with every piece of satire ever. Especially in the modern day, it just becomes reality, you know. I feel like it's either it's a mix of like the people making the satire are that in touch with culture and society that they know that much what it's going to be like. It's not so much like a reflection of the present, but a prediction for the future, maybe. In some cases, and it's also just that people don't have media literacy sometimes, and when satire gets big, people take it literally and think that it's like
Idiocracy.
yeah, idiocracy.
The sort of idiocracy thing.
Idiocracy fucking sucks though. Super classist.
Look. Perhaps it's classist, right? And it has its faults. But here's two things I will say. Number one, on its face, what it is a dumb comedy.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Mhm.
that's what it is on its face. It does have something to say, which fair. Lots of media has something to say.
Mhm.
But I think for all its faults, it really was trying to point out a certain problem with
It's
where
very-
society was heading.
It's very Bush administration
Right.
liberal to me.
Yes, but remember, Idiocracy was made in a time when The Apprentice was still on TV.
Yeah, and Bush was president.
Now, The Apprentice is in the fucking White House.
Yeah.
Like,
It's to me.
say what you will about the bads of Idiocracy, it really was a warning sign that nobody took.
Yeah, to me, Idiocracy is like a liberal critique of society. The main critique of it in the movie is that people are dumb, and it's because poor people had a lot of kids, and people chose not to educate themselves. It's not so much. It's like putting the fault of why the country's in the situation on the people living there, and not like the conditions or something like that. Like it's a liberal critique of society in a time
You want to know what
where
my real
classism was huge.
critique of Idiocracy goes, what
It's
my
not-
real critique of them goes.
It's not that funny.
I watched it a long time ago, but they don't really tell you what the rest of the world is like.
Oh yeah, I never really thought about that.
Like, yes, America hired a professional wrestler who didn't understand politics,
To
who
be the president,
pulled
yeah.
like all the fields with Mountain Dew, but surely Europe was not.
Yeah, no, it's
Surely,
very
like the international community, like you
American-centric.
never see a sort of interaction with the international community in,
Like I said,
in the movie. Like,
it's. I mean, I feel like that's probably a reflection of the time too, because it's like, what did the movie come out in 2007? That's very. I feel like that's very like reflective of American attitudes at the time. 2006. So yeah, it's Bush administration liberals talking about America's future. Like, of course, they're not going to mention Europe. This is 2006 America. We're on top of the world. You know, we are the world leader.
yeah.
Type shit. Mike
Shout out
Judge.
to, like, Maya Rudolph. I forgot Maya Rudolph was in this.
I never realized, and Terry Crews obviously plays the president. I forgot this was done
Yeah.
by Mike Judge. Maybe I'm gonna stop being so critical of it
that's
because
a shame.
I like Mike Judge.
Yeah, well, now you can understand where it came from.
All right,
Like,
yeah.
I do understand why you had the criticisms you had, but when you start adding more and more context to what it is, you start realizing, like, this is kind of, you know, if you look at a lot of I'm seeing here on Mike Judge's stuff, if you look a lot of
King
his
of the Hill.
media, like, it's a lot
Beavis and Butthead.
of introspection into society, into
Yeah.
like everyday human society.
I mean, that's like the entirety of King of the Hill is like conservative family reacts to like social situations and stuff. Like they come and they talk to a lot of like Hank meets a lot of minorities and gay people and stuff. And at the end of the day, he learns
Yeah.
we're all
I haven't-
friends here.
I haven't watched King of the Hill, but I've seen like video essays and stuff on it.
It's good. It's good.
And it is something that I think like
It's
I would
special.
actually probably enjoy watching.
It's a special show.
Like, I have no connection to that type of culture or that type of people, but it's really, from what I've seen in clips and stuff, there's a humanity to the show.
Yeah, it's very human. When I was younger, I was surprised when I was watching Beavis and Butthead Do America when Hank Hill showed up. That surprised me when I was younger. I forgot that they were made like in the same world. I'm the butthead to your Beavis.
The thing is like Beavis and Butthead should be something that I am like 100% into, but I'm the fucked up age that missed the beginning of it, and then I missed the revitalization at a later time. If that makes sense.
I think if
Like-
you were born in America and the same time as you were born here, you would have been a Beavis and Butthead enjoyer. It would have just been more forced onto you.
We didn't really get much of it down here.
Yeah. Beavis and Butthead is also good. I like Mike
We
Judge.
did get South Park though.
I don't like South Park.
Maybe
South Park is too bleh, too
South
nihilist,
Park has
too cynical.
it has its things. Look, I'm not gonna get into it, but it was very like, imagine being a sort of person living in South Africa. You're like 10 years old and you see South Park.
Yeah.
Like that was me. Like I started watching South Park at like 10 years old. Like I was obviously
can
far
imagine,
too
yeah.
young.
Yeah, I know. I knew a lot of
And-
kids when I was in high school and middle school, elementary and stuff.
And
Who
because of it, I was the first kid in my school to start using foul language.
I was like the last kid.
Mm.
Um,
I think it was watching shit like that because I would stay up late at night and just watch TV.
you know, King of the
But-
Hill, early Simpsons, like the first 9 seasons of The Simpsons or so, and like I don't know, a couple other shows are like in that style. I feel are very human, and they say a
The
lot
Simpsons
about
needs to
social
die.
commentary. So Simpsons needs to die. I'm a Simpsons fan, but The Simpsons needs to die. It needs to go away.
I am gonna say like that is my big final statement for
Maybe
this episode. is The
not
Simpsons
harsh.
just
The
need to
Simpsons needs to
die.
pass on. It needs to peacefully pass on into the next world. It needs to
it's
be
too late
surrounded
for
by its
that.
loved ones. It needs to be surrounded by loved ones while they hold its hand and the heart rate monitor goes.
The Simpsons needs a big injection of fentanyl.
You get the big fentanyl needle today. Like pulls out a big fucking like cartoonishly large needle and sticks it into Matt Groening's neck. Like it's not even the person who runs the
Last
show.
sound you ever hear.
Dana Carvey, Dana Carvey getting put down by lethal injection. Oh, not cool, man. Bart dies. The entire cast of The Simpsons: Hank Azaria, Dana Carvey. Wait a minute, I'm saying the wrong person. Dana Carvey is the fucking SNL guy.
Like, there is so much audio of those people recorded doing those characters that you could feed that into an AI voice.
Nancy
thing.
Cartwright.
Like, you can type. Like you can type. Yeah, Nancy Cartwright.
I didn't mean to say Dana Carvey. Minute totally enough for
you
the
can-
Turtle Club.
Yeah, this guy.
I didn't mean to say that. He just said give Dana Carvey a lethal injection. Click on.
Yeah, I know this story.
I know
this story.
it. Just spiral. Duh, give him a lethal injection. Fucking kill him. Anyway, Nancy Cartwright's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Hank Azaria, Dan Castellaneta. Homer. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the end of the episode.
If you made it this far, you might as well click on the subscribe button.
Yeah, click on the subscribe button. Did you know, Jade, that when you
This is how it goes.
like the video,
Yeah.
like please like the video, there's a little purple highlight thing over the like button. Did you know that? Like
No.
it does that. It's neat. I'm gonna say it again. Like the video. It should be purple. If it's not purple, then YouTube hates us. But yeah, do that. There's also the Patreon in the description.
Ratphobic.
Ratphobic. Like the video in the but I said it again. Patreon in the description, and yeah, check out Twitch. Our Twitch is also linked down there. We love the support. We love it. Thank you all. And have a good week and stay safe.
Ah.